Hi, it's Kamon Reynolds, and let's talk about the best hive tool, best smoker, and best veil on the market, in my opinion. Now, I've tried a bunch of stuff over the years. If you watch my videos, you know I like to tinker around. I want to explore the world of beekeeping. That just doesn't mean the style that I use for our business. So, when I started out, I started with a normal hive tool just like anybody else. However, this has limitations. One, it doesn't have a hook on it, and I really like having a hook on the hive tool. So eventually, I started using this. And this is a J-hook hive tool, but it has one big flaw that I don't like about it. And when you're going through a yard of 40 to 50 colonies and you're just needing to bust through them, throw some patties on or feed them, you know, it really adds up on the wear and tear on your arm. And this is the problem with it right here. Check this out. I'm going to show you the difference between this one and a good hive tool. There's nothing, I mean, you can use this tool, it definitely works, but look at the difference between the edge and a 1/4 inch back, how thick it gets all of a sudden. That is just too extreme of an angle. It makes it very hard to get a lot of the hive tool down into the box. And then you have to apply a lot of force, and you end up what I call dog-earing the corners of your equipment. And that can damage the paint. Of course, it damages the wood, and I don't like that. Plus, after doing so many hives really quick, that kind of puts a lot of stress on your arm unnecessarily. So we progressed over to these type of hive tools over here. Now there's a pretty big difference between the two of these right here. They're shaped just a little bit different, but this one that was red was bought from a bee supply company, and this one was bought off of Amazon. The biggest difference is this one was $8 and this one was $18. So that's a pretty big difference in price, and they perform exactly the same. I actually think this one performs a little bit better because I like the tip here. This is what I want more than anything in a hive tool, is that edge right there. Look how gradual that is. That's perfect. I can get a whole lot more of the hive tool into the corner of the box, and it also gives me a really good edge for getting propolis or beeswax scraped up. Now, you can get this at a supply company. All these are made in China, unfortunately. By the way, if you know of a place I can get American-made hive tools, custom-made, or even just made for me, let me know, please. I used to be able to get some, and the place went out of business. I'll be doing a video on that later. I love high-carbon steel tools. Alright, now this one right here, again, the link's going to be below. I'm going to leave it in the comments and in the description. That's just a great stocking stuffer right there. If you want, you can send one to me, because I can never have too many good tools. But let me show you why we went to this tool, and then I'm going to get into the veil and to the smoker. So this right here has this nice little pry bar up here, but it doesn't have the hook. This one's got all three of the fine features. It's a really fine tip. It's got this up here, which I'm going to show you how to use in a second. It's got this bar right here. So I have not busted up any of this right here. All this propolis right here, because of that edge, it's not too sharp, so we're not scraping up our wood, and we can just scrape that right on down. And we can take this right here and just smooth it out just a little bit. That's, you know, really nice right there. Now, I usually don't take the time to do that a bunch, but on honey supers especially, it's important because you get all this buildup down in here I'm fixing to show you. So when you're going through a box like this, having this hook is so nice, because what you can do is, say, you know, you're just doing a brood inspection, which typically that's what we do. Make sure the queen's laying good, make sure the brood looks healthy, plenty of royal jelly or worker jelly down into the larvae. We don't really need to see these edge frames if we're not doing a full inspection. So we'll take this hive tool and we'll go either like this, but the problem with that is you don't get a whole lot of, you know, force on that little area, and you can also slice this off. So you can go like that. But I'm starting to more and more use this better and take this tool and go like this instead. Boy, it's cold. And look, I got my other frame to move. So sometimes it's better to start on the edge. Wow, look how that's so built up on there. Cold weather. Alright, there we go. So now you can take this part right here and just scoot these over. And so I've got these off to the side, and now let's say I'm wanting to get into this one, because the brood's going to typically be in the middle frames. I can just take this right here and I can pry that up. I can pry that one up right there. Look at the brood. If everything's good, put it back in, push everything back together. Now, the other thing I like about this tool, let me pull this up right here. Woo. It's a dead out colony right here. Alright, is this function right here. Check this out. So you got all this buildup right here, and again on the honey supers that's an issue because it's harder to move your frames around and get them in position. So you just take this edge and you just grate that right up, and that's as smooth and flat as it was when I first made it. And then you take it and you stick it this way, and presto, now you got your edge back again. So that is why I like having all of these features in one hive tool. I don't have to carry multiple hive tools to the bee yard, and I don't have to swipe laurels now because I have multiple ones. So this one is my baby. And all right, now getting on to the other important stuff. This veil right here, I get asked about these veils a lot. Now my old veil was made by the same company that makes these, and that's Walter T. Kelly. These veils are great because you can see out of them very well. Check this screen out. Look at that gap right there. It's also nice material that flexes, so I like that. Now you can get these with a zipper on it, and it's really nice because then you can have the whole suit, or you can have the jacket, and you can get those at Kelly's. I'm not affiliated with anybody, but the visibility is so important to everybody. If you're a new beekeeper, you need to see the queen and all that stuff at some point. And so this is going to help you out a lot with that. But even if someone like us that runs through hundreds of colonies, you've got to be able to see what you're doing. And no one likes to squint really hard. Alright, so check this out right here. Look at the screen on this. Can you even see the screen on that? It's so tiny. What a pain. Anyways, the suit is really nice though. It's made by Ultra Breeze, and it is really well made. I wish the visibility was just a little bit better, but the suit is nice and vented, made in America. It's really tough. I like the suit. The other one is very similar. So this right here, if I had to pick one tool that was my favorite tool of all time, it would be Dayton Smokers. I'm not affiliated with them. This smoker is 18 seasons with me, and then I bought it used from a guy. Now the bellows I did replace this last year. Still got the old bellows. It was working, but it was starting to get a little holy. And one thing you want to do is put linseed oil on this right here. You could paint them or something, I guess, but I just like to put linseed oil on the wooden part of the bellows, and that really helps give a little bit more resistance to just the elements and everything like that. But don't leave them out in the sun. Don't let them get out in the rain. And most importantly, don't back over it with a four-wheeler or a truck. So anyways, that is my favorite essential tools. If you have any comments or questions or anything like that, but if you're wanting any of these tools, I will leave it on the link below. Thanks for watching.